Hello and welcome back to another Python interview practice problems tutorial. Today we're going to be doing the word pattern. It's in the top interview 150 on LeetCode. And what we're going to do is, given a pattern in a string, find if the string follows the same pattern. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that each letter in pattern maps to exactly one unique word, and each unique word in the um, words maps to exactly one letter in pattern. So here, and then we also have to make sure that it follows the pattern. So A maps to dog, and then B maps to cat, and then you see it follows the pattern dog, cat, dog. So what we have to do is we're gonna use this is in the hash map section of the top interview 150, and that's because this is a problem that is best solved with a hash map, and in Python that's very easy. That's because dictionaries are implemented as hash maps in Python. So a dictionary is basically just using named values, or I'm sorry, named keys and map to values. So like this is we can make a dictionary, and then we could say D, and we give it a named key, and then we give it a value. And then we could print our dictionary, and we could see all the elements and the keys. And if we wanted to get the element, we could go, or if we wanted to get the value that mop is mapped to, then we would access it like that. So it's like an array with named keys instead of number indexes, or yeah, number indices. Um, so, and then another thing that's important to note is there's only we can only have one of the same key in the dictionary. So if we map this to something else now, then we'll see that it maps to that, and we can't have two keys point to the same value. So a set is very similar. A set is just with keys, but not with values. So you can't have two of the same key. It'll automatically remove the duplicates. But there aren't values associated with each key. So using dictionaries and sets, this Python, or this problem is pretty simple. We make a dictionary here, and we're gonna use our split command to split the array into split the string of words into an array, and then I'm gonna say if the first thing we want to check is is the length of the pattern equal to the length of the array? Because if it's not, then we can tell right away that they can't follow the pattern, and that'll avoid a problem when we loop through the pattern, that we don't try to access something that doesn't exist in the array. So this would be return false, and we want to make sure that the number of unique values and pattern is equal to the number of unique values and the array. So like the number that there's the number of unique characters in the pattern needs to be equal to the number of words in the word list. And we can check that with just we again passing the string pattern as a set will give us a set of characters, removing any duplicates. And then we could do the same thing with the array. We'll also remove any duplicates from the array, and we need to check that the length of those are equal to each other. And now what we can do is we can check that it follows the pattern, that every character is mapped to the right value. So we'll say for I in range length pattern. Oops. So in our dictionary, if we have this character mapped to something in the dictionary, we need to check if it's equal to what we've mapped it to. So we'll say if array at I not equal to pattern I, and then we're going to return false. Otherwise, so again, we're going through each of the characters, and we're checking that the corresponding word in the list of words matches what we've already mapped it to, if we've already mapped it to something. Otherwise, we're going to map it to something. If we haven't seen it yet, we're going to map it. And if we get through all of that and it doesn't return false for any of the characters in the pattern, then it must follow the pattern. So let's test that. Sweet. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.